Hi everybody and welcome back to Dragon Eye Creations. If you're new here, my name is Laurel and I love to create. One of my favorite things to create is gnomes, and I have something so special for you guys today. I did a collaboration and worked together with my husband over at Dark Matter Crafts. Make sure to go and check out his channel and give him a like and to subscribe. He makes some really amazing things like these trees I had him make. Aren't they awesome? They have these cute little mushrooms even, like they just work perfect for the adorable little gnome couple on a swing that I'm going to show you guys how to make. They are so cute, just tiny little guys, just hanging out, so sweet for Valentine's Day. So I'm going to show you guys right now how you can make the adorable little gnome couple. And I'll leave a description on how to make the trees as well. So let's get started. Okay, here it is. These are my trees my husband made. You can see the little mushroom details and stuff he added. They are so cute. I'm so happy with how it turned out. So we're going to put it to the side and get started on our gnomes. So for that I'm going to use just some wine corks that I got at our local winemaking store. And I'm going to cut some red fabric. This is about 2.5 by 3.5, and I'm going to cut 2 of those. Next I'm going to cut some plaid fabric. These are 5 by 6, and I'm going to take our red pieces first of all and just hem down the one side with some hot glue, just a strip of hot glue, and fold it over just on the one side. And then we're going to add a strip of hot glue, add your cork, and just roll that up. A little bit of hot glue right on the end to finish it off, and then some hot glue on the bottom, and we're just going to tack that all in underneath. Push it down on the bottom to flatten it out, and do the same thing for the top. And then we're going to do the exact same thing on our other cork. Next we're going to take our plaid fabric and we are going to fold it in half lengthways, and we are going to cut it in kind of a triangle shape. I'm going to make it so it's quite a bit taller than I normally would with a skinnier point. Once we cut one, we're going to copy it so the other one is exactly the same. Just pin it on there with some clips and then just cut around it again. Next we will glue it back together. So we're going to glue good side to good side if you have the type of fabric that needs to be. And we're just going to glue all along the sides, pressing it together. And next at the top, being really careful not to use too much glue at the top because it is a pointy top. Next, same thing on the other one. Then we'll turn it right side out using some needle nose pliers or some tool to help you if you need to. I did add a little polyfill now. Push it right up to the point of the hat. And next I'm going to cut a wire. We're going to cut it so it's a little bit longer than the hat. I want to be able to fold over the top so we don't have a pointy end there. And then we're just going to stick that up right in through that polyfill just so that little loop is right at the top. Then finish it off with some more polyfill. That way we can kind of shape it now. We're going to shape like half a heart at the top of our hat. We're going to do the exact same thing with our red plaid hat now. Poke it right up to the top there, and forming it into a heart. And then we're going to add some faux fur yarn right around the bottom of it. This just goes on so nice. It makes a nice trim for these little guys. Just hot glued all the way around, trim off your extra. Same thing on the red hat. And next for our little girl, I cut a strip. This is just about an inch wide, and I'm just going to glue it and gather all the way around her, just going all the way around, hot gluing a strip and pinching it together. And then at the end, we're going to just glue down the edge and then glue it together at the bottom. And then we're going to add some faux fur yarn just to the bottom of that as well as some nice little trim. Trimming off our extra. We're going to make her a little belt with some white and black plaid. We're just going to glue down our edges on both sides and then hot glue it all the way around the top of that skirt there. Trimming off your extra again, little glue. We're going to make her braids now. So these are about 3 inches long, and I'm going to make 3 strands of that. And then put a clip right in the middle, hold it together. And then I'm just going to braid the edges, or the ends, sorry. And then add a little elastic right at the end when I get there. Same thing on the other side, just braid it. Add a little elastic. And then we're going to put some hot glue right in the center of it. After we trim off the ends, just trim the ends off there so it looks neat. Sorry, then some hot glue right in the middle of your girl, and then add your hair right in the center there. Right at the top. Next, I'm going to take this red fabric, and I cut it in strips of about 4 inches long. 2 of them. I did end up making it a little shorter later. We're just going to make some arms. So now I'm just going to add some wire. We're going to make that a little longer than the red fabric. We're just going to add that wire and roll it up in the red fabric. We don't want to roll it really tight because that would make it really too skinny. So this is just a nice loose kind of roll. Same thing on the other side. Hot gluing and rolling. And then I decided it was too long, so I did trim down probably about 1 inch actually. So they end up being probably about 3 inches long. Cutting the fabric with my scissors and then the wire with the metal cutters. And then I added those arms right to the top of her. And now I took a polymer clay nose that I made previously. I will leave a link in the description on how to make the polymer clay noses and hands. And we add this by adding some E6000 and some hot glue to it. Right in the center. Add a little red mica powder there and 3 little white dots. Next, we are going to work on our legs. So this again is about 4 inches long, and I'm just going to add a strip of hot glue and just give them a nice loose roll again. And then just a strip of hot glue to finish it off. And then just trim it. And I did it this way so I could make it as wide as I wanted it to be. And then I just folded it in half and cut it. Next, we are going to work on the booties. So for these, I'm using these cardboard tubes. These are from those party favors you can get. And I just cut them about 1/2 inch tall, and I'm gluing them now to some cardboard, all 4 all the way across. And now I'm going to use these small wooden beads that I'm just going to glue in front of each one of my cardboard tubes. And then we are going to trim around those. Just closely all the way around the bead and the tube. We will do that for all 4. And next I'm going to take this scrap piece of faux fur. This is a minky fabric that I'm using for the booties. And I'm just going to roll these up right into the booty. So I just cut some fabric just so it's a little bit wider than the height of the boot. And then we just glue all along the end and roll it up. Trim off the end. Put a little glue right on top of that wooden bead and push the fabric down on it. Then some glue right along the inside so we can tack that fabric all on the inside of the tube. Using a tool if you need to, it's a little skinny tube. A little bit of hot glue right in front to pinch the edges together. And we have a little tiny booty. So we're going to do that for the other 3 now. All the way around them, tacking it in. And next we'll put some hot glue right inside the booty, and we're going to add those cloth little leggies that we rolled up. Just add that so the seam is at the back. You don't want to see the seam. And then we're going to turn our little girl upside down, and we're going to glue those legs right onto the bottom of her. So they're sticking out the front. And then some glue all along the inside of her hat. And we're going to press that down all the way around her, making sure it's attached. Next, for the boy, we are going to start on his beard. And I just cut, this is just a scrap piece of faux fur that I had that I cut a triangle shape, adding my little clay nose, the little white dots. We're going to just attach our beard by hot gluing it right to our cork here. Wrap that all the way around. And next we're going to make his arms the same way we made our girl's arms by wrapping up some wire in our fabric. Hot gluing it down. And we'll add those right to the top of our guy now. Glue all the way around him. I put it on him instead of the hat. You can do it either way. Then add your hat. I'm going to now work on his pants. So for that, I'm just going to hot glue down the edge of some red plaid fabric and then cut it into a thin strip about 1 inch wide. And then I just wrap that all the way around the bottom of him. Using hot glue again, and then tack it down at the bottom so it's flat again on the bottom. So I'll just turn it over and press it again like I usually do, just flatten it out. And then we're going to make his legs the same way we made our girls, just wrap up some fabric there, cutting it. This one I did make 2 instead. I want his legs a little longer than hers. Not much, but a little bit. It's up to you. And then I just hot glued them right into his booties, adding them to the front of him. Pressing it down so it's nice and flat. To form their heart, I did hot glue the tips together. And then I added my polymer clay hands with some hot glue and some E6000 right on the wire there. And then just pop that right into the wire. And we're going to add some hot glue all the way around the edge and then the same faux fur trim again. Again, I will leave a link on how to make hands and noses in the description. Just press that on there. I do find it's easier to make my hands and noses all ahead of time. I make them all at once, so that's why I don't usually show it on my videos. Next, for our swing, I took these craft sticks here, 2 of them, and we're just going to cut off the rounded edges so it's nice and straight. Use whatever type of tool is easiest for you to do this. I find this worked good for me. And now I'm just going to take these square wooden skewers that I got from Dollarama, and I'm just going to hot glue those right onto our 2 craft sticks here. Just right at the bottom, just hot glue them in a straight line, 1 on each side. Help hold that together. And then I just went over it with some brown acrylic paint, and I painted the whole thing. Now I took some jute rope, and I grabbed our beautiful trees here, and I'm just going to measure about how long I want my swing to hang. And then I'm going to double that up, and then give a little extra for the width of the swing. Just so it can wrap around just like that. And then I'm going to cut another one just the same length as that. Next, I'm going to fold those in half so I can see where the middle is. Put them to the side, add a strip of hot glue right along those wooden skewers, and then right where that point is in the middle of our rope, we're going to add that to our swing, just so we know we have it right centered. And then we'll wrap it around the top and then hot glue the tips of the rope together at the bottom. I find jute rope glues together really well. Like once it's glued, it's glued. So I did the same thing on the other side, just wrap it around the top and glue it together underneath. And then I'm adding our gnomes here. We're going to just hot glue them right onto our swing, making sure they're lined up. Pressing firmly. I glued by gluing the fur, because the polymer clay won't glue, but if you glue the fur to the ropes, it works great. And they're so cute. There they are, a little gnome couple. It's all done. This would be so sweet for a gift for Valentine's Day. I hope you guys like this tutorial, and thanks so much for joining me. I appreciate it so much. And please let me know what you think. I love to hear from you. And until next time, love to all.